Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very exciting. We're going to be doing a 2 looks, 1 palette using the glorious Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club palette from Season Fall. I don't know why it says Season Fall, I'm just hoping that there's more coming, but this is beautiful. Look how spooky. Look at the witch and spooky and the moon and the colours, and I'll just show you the inside because like it's just your jewel tone dream. Beautiful contrasting shades, which is what I'm really feeling for this palette. I loved how everything kind of contrasts each other, like the blue to the peach or the purple to the peach, these purples to these greens. I think it's stunning. I'm just really excited to kind of get into this and see what else I can create out of it. That's why I like doing these 2 looks 1 palettes or 3 looks 1 palettes, because it gives me my variety. It shows me exactly what I can get out of my palettes, which is what I love. Love a good challenge from my palettes. So in this video, we're going to be doing 2 looks using this palette and seeing what we can actually get out of them. This is going to be our first look, so you get to see this in action. And we'll do another look, which I haven't fully nailed down. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet, so we'll have to see. If you want to see any up-close pictures of this look, my Instagram is linked down below, where I post full face pictures and up-close eye pictures, and you get to see all these beautiful sparkly bits in those photos. And also my TikTok is linked down below, so you can see all my weird fun transitions. Just a little bit of fun over there. And yeah, go follow that as well. So without further ado, no more rambling. No more Carla, shut up and zip it. Let's get into look number 1. Okay, we're gonna jump right into look number 1. I am feeling these greens, and I also want to use this purple, so I think I'm gonna do a halo eye with the greens and that purple for a little pop of contrast in here. I'm loving how contrasting all this is, because in my last look I did the kind of periwinkle royal shades with that peach, and I'm very excited to kind of play with the purple shimmer and these green shades, which will contrast really nice. I just think it's going to be fun and I'm excited. So I already got my skin on, my brows on, my eyeshadow primer on, and my contour on, which will all be listed down below, and I'll tell you what my contour is at the end when I go through all my products. But we're going to jump in. Okay, as always, we're going to start with my darkest shade. I'm going to take the shade Let Me Spell It Out For You, which I love all the names. I said this in my first impressions. I love all the names of the shades. They're very punny and witchy and I love it. So I'm taking that on a Makeup Geek soft dome brush, just like a stiffer kind of fluffy brush, just to really be a little bit more compact with this shade. I don't want this shade to blend up too high. I want to use the lighter green to blend that out, and I want a bit of space for it all. So I'm literally just like focusing this on this outer portion and just very slowly building it up to however dark I feel like it needs to be. Slightly bring it into the crease, just slightly, but I'm kind of literally just going as much as my brush will wiggle here. This is such a beautiful dark green. Wow. Okay, even that was blended up a little bit more than I wanted it to be, but it's fine. I'm going to take the same brush and we're just going to pop this on the inner part in here. Again, just keeping it more so in the pocket of my inner corner as opposed to blending up high, because I'm going to use the lighter green for that. Okay, so now we're going to take Why the Resting Witch Face. Again, love the name. And I'm going to use that on a MAC 224S, just another fluffy brush. This one's a little bit more fluffy than the last one. And we're just going to use that to soften out the edge of this darker green. Now what I'll say is that like sometimes with these shades, they're so pigmented, even the lighter shades, that they also take a bit of blending. So I'm going to use a clean brush to blend out like this very edge, so they fade out to nothing. It's just because they're so pigmented, that's why. And then start pulling that shade through the crease a little bit, just very lightly, and taking a little bit of that shade again, and we're just going to pop that on the inner part in here to blend this edge out. So I'm just taking a clean brush. This is a very old 6SS from Inglot, and just take that around all my edges just to really, especially out here, this is where I always have a bit of trouble with blending when they're very pigmented. And then just taking a little bit more of Let Me Spell It Out For You, and just make sure that it's nice and dark on the inner and outer part. Okay, so once we've got that nice kind of murky green blend going, very swampy, and I love it, I'm going to go back in with Let Me Put a Spell on You, the darker green. I'm going to take that on a very small little brush, just any little brush will do. It's just to do my lower lash line. And I think I'm going to halo the bottom, because I'm going to use a bit of glitter, like a chunky glitter. And I kind of want to use it on my lower lash, so I'm going to halo the bottom as well. This is going to be one of those trust the process kind of looks, because the lower lash line is going to be very weird with how strong that pink is. But I'm going to like it, I have a feeling. So just taking it on the outer third, just only as far as like where my iris starts when I'm looking straight ahead, and make sure it's really connected to the outer corner and really in between all your lashes. And then pop a little bit in here as well. Again, just a third and just as far as where the iris is, just so we have a nice gap in the middle. Then I'm just taking this, I don't know where I got this brush, I just found it recently. It's just like a little dome brush, but a lot smaller, very small handle, but a lot smaller of an actual dome. I'm going to take the Wide the Resting Witch face, the lighter green, and we're just going to blend out those sides that we've just popped down. Make sure your blend connects out here as well. In here is where it's going to start to look like, ooh, but trust me, we'll get there in the end. I'm just taking a tiny bit more of the Let Me Spell It Out For You shade, the darker green. Just re-intensify that right in the root of the lashes to make sure it's nice and smoky down there. Okay, but a little bit of fallout from the green, just a very small bit, but on my skin it always looks more dramatic because I'm so pale. So what we're going to do now is take some glitter primer. For this one I'm going in with my Too Faced Glitter Insurance, just because I have my Too Faced or my NYX one packed away somewhere because I'm going to my boyfriend's. So I'm taking a little bit of that and I'm just going to pop that down the middle. Just with my finger, nothing too crazy. And I'm going to use both the green and the purple shimmer in this look. So to start off, we're going to go in with Cheers Witches. And I'm going to take that just on a small flat brush. Again, this one I don't know where it's from. It's just from eBay. And ooh, that picks up really well on the brush. This is going to be like our buffer shade. Oh my God. Oh, I need to do a whole look with this just all over my face. So as I was saying, that is going to go as our buffer shade between the green into the purple, because purple and green don't really blend well together. But because it's a shimmer, oh my God, I cannot get over this shade. Wow. It's a shimmer, it'll blend a little bit better. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted right now by this green. So it's just going to go basically where the green is on either side and just leave a gap down the middle for the purple. Oh my God, it looks really weird. I know, I get it. But oh my God, I cannot believe that shade. Okay, that could possibly be my favorite shade in the whole palette. Wow, that is beautiful. I'm going to go back in with the Let Me Spell It Out For You shade and just tap over where it meets that shimmer just to give us a nice little gradient out here. And the same in here as well, just to make sure this is all nice and soft. Yeah, there's definitely fallout from that shimmer, but that's fine. I'll tidy all that up in a second. So what we're going to do now, I can't get over that shade, I'm so happy. So we're going to take another little small flat brush like this guy, and I'm going to go in with the shade No Mortals Allowed, this super bright pinky purpley sort of shade. These are so buttery to pick up on a brush. Oh my God. And that's going to go right down the middle. As I said, these are going to be a little bit harder to blend. It's going to look a bit weird, but just take your time with it. Just gradually start like flicking the purple over the green just to overlap it. And same on this side as well. We're going to just overlap it just by flicking it. Go back in with some green, go back in with some purple until you're happy with your blend. So now I'm going to take that same purple shade and just on the very tip of that same brush, I'm just going to pop that in the middle down here. Ooh, a lot of fallout from that. I have no glitter primer on my bottom lashes, by the way. I just forgot to put it on. So I'm not going to blend it out too far because I'm going to use the shimmery green to do that. It's more just that this is going to be a base for when I put a bit of glitter on. I might put it on my lower lash as well. Taking a little bit more of Cheers Witches, the shimmery green, and just tap where that meets the green just to help that blend a little bit. Just a small bit. It doesn't even have to look like that there's any green down there, like any of the shimmery green in there. It'll just help it blend a little bit for you. Okay, I think that's all for now. I am going to jump off. I'm going to tidy up my under eyes. I don't know what I'm going to do for my inner corner, so I'll have to decide that whether I use my face highlight or pull something else in. I will see. Yeah, I'm going to finish off the eyes, do my cheeks, do my lip, and I'll pop back and let you know what I used on my face. Okay guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I am in love with this and I added some very fun sparkly things to this look, so I'm going to show you what I used on my face. So first for the eyes, I used my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Mars because it perfectly matches that dark green on the eye. Just I couldn't get a better match, and I just did that. I didn't do any liner on my upper lash line, and then I went in with my mascara. This is the Soap and Glory Thick and Fast mascara, just on my top and my bottom lashes. Excuse me, hair, move out of the way, thank you. My lashes then are the BH Cosmetics 3D lashes in the style, let me just see here, 3D 560. They're very wispy, very wingy, a little bit kind of like textured. They're double stacked, so they're that 3D kind of effect, and yeah, they're just fun. And then for my beautiful sparkly bits, because I think these are so fun, I use my Apocalyptic Beauty The Bride glitter. Just along here, I just use a bit of the glitter primer, just tapped it down. I was actually going to do some here, and I did put them on. Then I didn't like it. I just thought it was all too much, so I just put it down here. I think that's a nice little focal point where it's like really sparkly. These have basically like sparkly hearts, dots, little diamond sort of shapes, hexagons, lightning bolts. I didn't use any of the lightning bolts, but I tried to pick out like the hearts, the hexies, and the dots, the iridescent kind of ones as well, and they're like all green and purple, that kind of vibe, so I just thought it would match beautifully. Then on to cheeks, I went in with my Fenty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade Amber, which I use to contour my cheeks. On to blush then, I went in with my Benefit Dandelion blush, which looks like nothing in the pan, but it's just a beautiful soft pink, just to give a little bit of colour, which I love doing with this sort of look. And then my highlight is actually something new and first time using it to my collection. This is the, hang on, this has got a really long name. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Multi Glow Beautifying All Over Glow Highlighter in the shade Romance Light. Wow. Yes, I'm going to call this my Charlotte Tilbury Romance Light because I couldn't be bothered with all that. It's got like 4 different colours. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Bobbi Brown shimmer bricks, that kind of thing. I've got a couple of those, or I've got one of those. No, I don't have any. I had one of those and then I decolored it. But that's what this guy is here. I just think it's beautiful. I just think it's really nice. It really reminds me of the shimmer bricks, except with a little bit more texture, bit more blinding, I find, and I just think it's beautiful. My lip then, I could not decide, could not find the lip I wanted, so I made it. I made my own lip because I'm a makeup artist and that's what I can do. And I have a big collection, so I can do that. Why not? So I went in with my LA Splash Presents Classic Heart in the shade Phantom, which is a beautiful dark aubergine purple, and it was a bit too dark. A little bit too dark, but I knew that going in. I knew it was going to be a bit too dark, so I wanted to pink it up a little bit because we got the purple here is a little bit more pink. So I went in with my MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color in the shade Slipper Orchid. Couldn't see that. Wow, my eyesight is really bad. Put that all over then, and yeah, this is the lip that I came up with, and I really like it. Okay guys, so that is our finished look. I am loving this. Do I like it better than the first look? I don't know. We'll have to find out and see what's going to be my favourite, what the verdict will be. But that is our first look using the Bad Witch palette from Give Me Glow. I'm so excited to get into my second look. I don't know what I'm doing for my second look just yet. I have an idea tossed around my head, but I haven't fully committed to an idea in my head just yet. But yeah, in love so far, loving it, feeling myself with this look, and I think it's beautiful. So let's get into look number 2. Okay, we're gonna get into look number 2 using our beautiful Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club palette. Excuse me, I am very nasally. I have a bit of a head cold, not the Rona, I've already checked, nothing like that, literally just tonsils and a bit of a sniffly nose, but I sound so much worse than I actually feel right now. But just bear with me on that one. So I definitely want to play with these matte purples down here. Like there's this burgundy as well, but I kind of want to play with the more cooler toned ones. I also want to bring this in again. I might do that on the inner corner, like as an actual pop on the inner corner, or this. I might start with this and maybe add this one, I'm not sure. And then I don't know what shimmer I want to use yet, so we'll have to decide that as we go. I've already got my skin done, my brows done, my eyeshadow primer on, and on my cheeks I am testing out the Made by Mitchell blush. Love it, by the way, so far. Very easy to use, too much though. I had to really calm it down. And I'm also testing out the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer, and so far, by the feel of it, I feel like I'm gonna like this. We'll just have to see how the shadows go on top of it. Okay, so we're gonna start with I'm 100% That Witch, which is this beautiful, gorgeous, bright purple, and I'm taking that on a Beauty Bay BB204 brush. So not their biggest fluffy brush, it's like one of their smaller ones. So we're just going to pop this on the outer corner. Just going to do a pretty standard eye, but I don't know if I want to do like the purple on the lid or if I want to do the other 2 shimmers on the lid. I'm not too sure. Kind of want to use that green a bit more because in my first look I was shocked by it. So I might do that all over the lid, I'm not sure. So this eyeshadow primer has a lot of like a tacky sort of texture, which really helps the shadow stick to it. It just means you have to make sure that you're building up evenly when you've got a sticky base like that. Sometimes it can stick more in one area and not in others, so just double check that you're really sticking down the shadow where you want it. I'm bringing this right in, by the way, all the way in. So like this is not the kind of base where you would literally just go in and do this with, because it will take more building time. What you're actually better off doing is applying the colour, tapping it all across where you want it to be, and just keep building that up and then blend out the edges of that. I like it though. I think I'm gonna really like this primer. It's not gonna be for everyone. Not everyone loves a sticky primer like this. I know some people prefer to set their primers so it's not too sticky and they can blend a bit easier. I do not set my primer though. I don't mind spending a bit extra time blending once my shadows are going on super opaque. I actually use that dark burgundy on my lower lash just to kind of give it a go, and then I will have used pretty much everything in the palette. A good bit of kick up from that shade as well in the pan. I'm going to take Don't Make Me Get My Broom, the lighter lavender sort of shade here, and I'm taking that also on a BH Cosmetics BB203 brush, which is a bigger fluffy brush. I'm not sure if this is the biggest. I don't think it is. I think the other one that I have, the 202, yeah, 202, I think that's the biggest one. But this is just going to overlap with that darker purple and just fluff around the edges. This is where I'm really going to see if the primer lets me blend the way I like to blend as well. Oh yeah, and I'm just using very light pressure as well. I'm not actually working too hard to blend it out. That blends it out really well. Could this be my new favourite primer? Oh my god. And it was like $30.50. Just adding a little bit more of that darker purple, just to make sure that that's nice and intense and I didn't lose it while I was blending. Now seriously, like if you could feel the texture of this primer, you would think that this is not going to blend, but it really does. I think this could be a favourite. But now I'm going to take Let's Play Light as a Feather, the burgundy down here, which I think is beautiful. Do you need both purples? Probably not, but I think it's nice to have the two different tones. And it's going to be a different tone for the lower lash, even though it's still purple. Oh, I'm taking that on a BB208, so just like a flat kind of brush like that, flat straight brush like this, to really like get it in between those lashes. I sound really out of breath, don't I? Sound like I'm like... So I'm still connecting that to the outer corner because they are both purple and they do blend very well into each other. Okay, so to blend out that lower lash line, I was going to use the Don't Make Me Get My Broom, but I'm actually going to use Let's Hex Our X's, this one up here, because I just think the tone with the pink would be a bit nicer. And it'll just make for being a different blend as well. So we still keep that burgundy sort of tone. Taking that on a MAC 219, and I'm just going to overlap that with the bottom and kind of fluff that out as I want to. Okay, so I'm actually going to skip glitter primer because I wanted to see how sticky this base is, because if this is really that sticky, I say sticky, this sounds awful, but I mean tacky, like it just has a lot of grip to the primer. If it is as tacky as I think it's going to be, I might not need to use a glitter primer, so I'm just going to skip it for now and then I'll see how I feel after that. But what I think I'm going to do is take Cheers Witches, which is the shimmery green, and I'm just going to pop that all over the lid. I was going to maybe do like this as well, or this as well, but I actually kind of just feel like doing the green all over and letting that be its showcase moment for this look, because in the last one you didn't really get to see it too much, although it was mostly a green look. It was actually mostly this one that you saw, and then that's had its showcase moment. So now it's your turn. So I'm taking this on a BB207 brush from Beauty Bay, and that is gonna go on the lid. Oh, that green, wow, it's sticking quite well. I mean, I'd probably still prefer the texture of glitter primer for sticking my shadows down, but I mean, if I didn't have glitter primer, that looks beautiful. I'm just lightly overlapping that now with the outer corner here. Then I'm just going to take a little bit on my ring finger of that same shade. I just like to do this every now and again to see how intense the colour will actually go for me. And just take a bit on my finger and just really press that in to make it more intense. Okay, this look has actually not taken that long considering how many different colours we have gone on the eye. It's a bit of a weird one, but I'm liking it, it's fine. So I'm going to go back in with Let's Hex Our X's, and we're going to pop that on the inner corner. Now, if you know me, if you've already seen a couple of my videos, I don't actually like mattes on my inner corner. If it's a coloured matte, I don't mind, but I'm probably going to pop my face highlight on top of this shade. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the texture of just matte on my inner corner. I think it adds more texture to me. Makes just look very meh, where tiny bit of shimmer now on that and it looks stunning. So I'm just slowly building that up. I'm actually taking that on a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 10 brush, small little pointed pencil brush, and then because I already used this shade on my lower lash, I'm just going to connect that down here. And I'm actually not going to use that darker coral, I think I'm just going to stick with this. Okay, I'm just going to do this on camera for you guys just so you can see the difference of how it's going to look. So on my cheeks, I'm going to use, I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Blossom Glow, and I'm going to take that same brush And this kind of has a pink sheen off it as well, so this will help with that gorgeous colour. And I'm just going to press that on the inner corner. And if you lose any of that shade, just add a bit more back on top and then add more shimmer, whatever way you want to do it. Or if you don't really mind like no shimmer on your inner corner, just do that. Okay, that is pretty much the look done. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I am going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my eyes, finish off my cheeks, and pop a lip on, and I'll come back and let you know what I use on the rest of my face. Alrighty guys, so this is how I have finished off my look. I really like how this turned out. I was a bit like, it's going to be a nice look, but I'm actually, once I put my liner, my lash on, I'm actually really liking that. I'm trying out a new lip. I'm actually trying a few new products in this video, but I'm trying out a new lip as well. So let me go into what I actually use on the rest of my face. So to finish off the eyes on my waterline, I decided to go for my LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner. Can you tell I love these pencils because I use them a lot? In the shade Vivid, which actually matches the tones of the purples on top, so it kind of ties it into the bottom and then it blends out into the burgundy. I thought that'd be really pretty. I then went in for my liquid liner. I used my NYX Vinyl liquid liner in black just to line my upper lash line. Nothing major, nothing too crazy, just a nice decent wing. Then my mascara, I'm kind of in between my Soap and Glory one and this one because my Soap and Glory one is in my boyfriend's right now, but this one is here and I've already started using it. So this is the Essence Lash Princess. This is the False Lash Effect mascara. I really like how it makes my bottom lashes look. They're really nice and like thick and full. Really like that, and it's not that expensive. My lashes then are the BH Cosmetics M204s. They're kind of a bit more spiky, and I just think they kind of almost match my lower lashes a little bit, which I really liked. Then onto cheeks, a newer product, although I have used it already. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer in the shade number 1 Fair. It's their new cream bronzer, and I actually really like it. I'm really liking it. But I just use that to bronze up and contour my face. And then, as I said in the beginning, I'm testing this guy out. This is the first time I'm using it. This is the Made by Mitchell Liquid Blusher, the Blush, in the shade Peach Sugar is the one that I got, which I didn't think would actually match this look, but it actually really does. I think it's a beautiful shade. If I build it up more, it goes a bit more pink. As I said, it's very easy to use. I literally did like 3 dots and it was too much. I kind of would do a dot and then build on that. But yeah, really like, I would be very interested to get more pinky shades in this as well. And then, as I said, for my inner corner I use this, but I'm also using it as my face highlight. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Blossom Glow. Just a nice soft pinky sheen. That's how it looks more like spread out, so you can actually see the pinky sheen off it there. Then my lip pencil, Old Reliable MAC Whirl lip pencil. Line my lips and lightly filled in the lip as well. And then this is the new guy here. This is the very first no, it's actually not my only Anastasia product. I've got the Moonchild Glow Kit. This is my second one, but my first lip product from them, and I'm really liking this. This is the satin lipstick in the shade Haze. Love the packaging, by the way. Very like nice and expensive kind of feeling. Very little, like really little. So yeah, this is the shade Haze, which is just a nude, and I bought it because it was on sale on Beauty Bay and I was doing a Beauty Bay order anyway. So yeah, I really like how it looks as well, and it pairs really nice with Whirl. But I mean, everything pairs nice with Whirl. Okay guys, so this is our look, and this is the second look using our Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club palette. Season fall. Being sick and trying to speak this much does not work, but I have done all my first impressions and my 2 looks. I could have done 3 looks, but as I said, I'm not feeling great, so we're gonna go with 2, and I have a palette coming up soon where I'm gonna do 3 looks for definite. I love this palette. I love this. What is my favorite look though? What is my favorite look? I actually think my first impressions is my favorite. I love this. I think this is beautiful. It's a nice mix of everything. I love the first one in this video as well because it was a bit weird, bit of a weird combo. But the vibrancy of this combo together was something else. Even my boyfriend was like, that looks bright. I was like, I know. So I really like that. So yeah, I think that might be my favorite. But I want to know down below in the comments, what is your favorite look of the 3 looks I've done so far between my first impressions, my first look, and this look, the second look? So let me know that down below in the comments, and also let me know your thoughts on this palette. If you have this palette or if you want to get this palette, what do you think of this palette, and would you like to see them do more Bad Witch Club palettes? Because I would. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around to more people, and also let me know that you like the video, and I will continue to many more. Also, don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more things coming up and see the next palette coming up on my list. I'm not telling you what it is, where I'm going to be doing 3 looks, 1 palette with that, as well as the first impressions. So that'll be 4 looks technically with that 1 palette, which is very exciting. I'm so excited about that. And as I said in the beginning of the video, my Instagram is linked down below, as well as my TikTok. On my Instagram, I like to post all my up close pictures of my looks so you can see all the details beautifully, because it's kind of hard from a distance like this. You get to see how I create it here, but then you get to see all the details on the photos. And then my TikTok is just me doing all weird transitions, so that's just always fun. And I think that is everything from me, guys, so I will see you in the next video. Bye!